I just want to appeal to all of you. A child can do multitasking much better than an average adult will be able to do. Somehow the ability of a child to handle inputs from multiple sources simultaneously. You'll find that your child is playing an iPad, singing a song, listening to what you're speaking, commenting about it, and in between that biscuit also goes inside. You won't be able to do it. If you have coffee in the hand and mobile in the other hand, sometimes you'll keep the coffee here and keep the mobile here. You won't be able to do it. The point is, as they age, the ability to handle multiple stimuli diminishes in people. What it is to be a 65-year-old, you will never know till you are a 65-year-old. You need to empathize. A common example I share with a lot of youngsters who get upset because the mother is asking them to reduce the volume. Even this I cannot enjoy when I come home. And I always tell them, the nerves get weak with age. Sound goes and reverberates on those nerves, and it causes a lot of pain to them. Because you're not at 68, you're not at 70. At your age, you cannot comprehend how a loudness of volume, which is supposed to be enjoyment to be, is a nuisance to grandmother. It is to her because her old nerves cannot handle that sort of a vibration. When it goes and reverberates on those nerves, it causes pain. Their memory does not get refreshed as much as our memory gets refreshed. And by intentionally classifying myself in the younger group. Their memory does not get refreshed as much as our memory gets refreshed. As a result, you will deal with this with aged people. They have told you something in the morning and they'll come back to tell you in the afternoon. They don't remember they have told you. And you can really get irritated with how many times will you come and tell the same thing? If they knew they have already told you, they are not idiot enough to come and repeat it to you. They don't remember they have already told you. That's why they are coming again to tell you. They have asked you a question and you have already told them an answer. They didn't register it because their mind after asking the question has shifted to some other stimuli. So sometimes they repeat the question and you get irritated because you feel you have already answered that question. If they have heard the answer, why will they ask the question again? A different level of sensitivity is required in dealing with people who are of a much higher age than you. You will have to understand their system does not work the way your system works. So the more and more we internalize this, because relationships cannot be taught like technique. But when you develop that quality of empathy, when you develop the quality of sensitivity, and sensitivity is just understanding. How much ever I try, I cannot get behind the eyeballs of another person and see the world, feel the world the way they see and feel the world. What Appa is going through, it is not possible for you to understand how much ever you love your Appa, because you can never get behind the eyeballs of your father and feel what is he feeling. The insecurity of a mother-in-law, that she might lose her son to you, the daughter-in-law, and as a result, periodically performing some emotional drama just to establish my son is my son. And you feel sometimes paranoid about the whole thing, but her insecurity is her insecurity. And you will know that insecurity when your child goes to school and your child is supposed to come back in school van by 4 o'clock and it's 4:10 and your child has not yet come. You will go to the gate and wait. You will try to call the van driver. For the first time, there is an insecurity that you feel. 10 minutes delay. And for the first time, you will understand your sense of emotional possessiveness you have towards the child. Experientially, every parent who has an adolescent child here must be going through this experience. Has his friends become more important to him than us? Because it seems as parents, you are not able to empower what you want into their head anymore, as much as his friends are able to convince him about what he wants. In fact, your only way to convince your own son and your own daughter is you will have to transform all his friends. And I'm sure during adolescent, everybody goes through. Your need to be a good friend is so predominant in you, you forget that you also need to be a good son and a good daughter. And you go through that as parent. You somehow feel, am I losing my son? Am I losing my daughter to her friends, to his friends? And this is probably a magnified version of emotional possessiveness which a mother-in-law goes through. Am I losing my son to my daughter-in-law? Culturally, probably a mother has always been prepared, a mother of a daughter prepared, that one day I will lose my daughter